I'd like to talk a little about cutting the cord, getting rid of the satellite and the cable television. But before I do so, I want to tell you a story that occurred right around when the fluorescent light bulb started coming out, right around 2005, 2006, when there was a push for everybody to go out and buy the little curly light bulbs known as the fluorescent light bulb. Everything from politicians to TV commercials to the news was encouraging everybody to go out and buy the little curly light bulbs because it would save you tons of money. And everybody did, including myself. I remember when those bulbs were really expensive back in 2005 and 2006, but we still bit the bullet and we went out and bought those bulbs based on the promise that it would save us money. And at the time, I had a very large house. To give you an example, the kitchen had its own island. And in the kitchen, there was approximately, when you turned on one light switch, approximately 14 bulbs came on to illuminate the entire kitchen. That was just the kitchen. So for me, it was worth the money. I bought 13 or 14 fluorescent light bulbs for that kitchen. And we won't even talk about the great room, also known as the living room, the hallway that you turned one light switch on. 8 bulbs came on along the entire hallway. We really went out and purchased a slew of those compact fluorescent light bulbs and got rid of those 100 watters in trade for what? I think they were 15-watt bulbs. Did save us money for a couple of months. And I remember getting in the car one morning, and I always listen to news talk radio. I got in the car to drive to work. I turned on the news, and lo and behold, our local news was on the radio at that particular time. And they talked about a few local newsworthy events. And one of the events was TEP, Tucson Electrical Power Company, needs to increase the rates that it's charging its customers. Why? Well, what the news article said is because there was a lack of revenue on the board. The stockholders, there was a lack of revenue. Meaning that the entire town of Tucson pretty much went out and bought these fluorescent light bulbs. Therefore consuming less electricity. Therefore having a smaller bill. I'm getting to a point. They raised the rates. And now our rates are just as high as they ever were when we had the regular incandescent light bulbs. Just as high. So look at the manipulation they caused us. They caused us to actually increase market share value on Philips and all the makers of those bulbs. There's one variable there. They also increased the product, the amount of money the electrical companies make. Well, over tax, if they're making this, if you're paying the same as you used to, they're making the same. No, we're getting less of a product now. Because now I'm getting only 15 watts. It's supplying me the power I need, but I'm consuming less. But yet they're making a profit, a bigger and better profit now. They're handing out less of a product, and they're getting the same amount of money in. Now I'll get to cutting the cord. For all those people who think there's such a thing as cutting the cord, getting rid of that expensive cable, and getting rid of that expensive satellite, there is no such thing, folks, as cutting the cord. Because while most of America was asleep, playing their little video games, and doing whatever the hell they do with their texting, the cable companies and the satellite companies have slowly purchased most of the internet service providers. That's what you used to call them, internet service providers, remember? Now they're part of Cable One. They're part of Cox Cable. Yes, they've been like that for quite a while. I know I'll get a comment or two. Well, they've been like that for quite a while. Yeah. Right around the time everybody started to cut the cord. So what are they doing? Well, people are getting rid of their cable and their satellite. What these devious companies have done is now, remember the days when you would just buy internet and you get unlimited internet? Unlimited. Those days are gone. Gone. Zero. Now they've turned the way to data packages. Just like your cell phone. The internet now has compensated for all those people who cut the cord, so to speak. You cut the cord, you saved yourself X amount of dollars because you're not paying for cable. But now, in order to stream, you need their internet service. Don't you get it? You need their internet. What do? They increase the price of the internet. In two ways they increase the price of the internet. One, they marked up the price. But the second way is they limit the data speed. A lot of the cell phones have done that as well. They cut the speed, your upload and download speed. So you're actually only able to use a limited amount of data, regardless of how big your data package is. What good is having all the data in the world when the spigot's only turned on it for it to drip and drip out? What good is having all the data in the world? What good is having all the water in the world when my faucet will only just stream a little bit? Another way is they created data packages again. Just like your cell phone bill. You want so many gigs a month? This is what it's going to cost you. Oh, you need more? It's going to cost you even more. You go over that amount? Well, there's going to be some fees involved. So my point of this, there is no such thing as cutting your cable, cutting your satellite. These companies have purchased the internet service providers on a whole. There's a couple of phone line based DSL internet service providers out there, but even they have limited or restricted their upload and download speeds, and they're really not worth it. So I just want to let you know, these utility companies, these service providers, they got you. They got us. They got me. They got us by the balls. They really do. You will never, ever be free of them. And we won't even go into solar panels. I'll just give you a little tidbit before I end this video. These electric companies, these utility companies, they're lobbying our government officials to make these solar panels illegal to own. Folks, you have a great day.